Alright, so welcome YouTube. I'm talking to the CCAs right now. So at this point, you've been in the game for about a week or two. You still walk in the door and you still confused. Alright, I get that. You don't know when you gotta come to work. You know, if you one of them carriers that are on call most of the time, you know, you wake up and this is how your morning starts. Either you wake up by your phone or you wake up on your own. Okay, if the phone wake you up, you already know it's time to go to work. You get up, you know, you get yourself together, you're on your way to the post office. You might stop at Starbucks, get you a little caffeine because, you know, the postal carriers are probably the biggest asset to Starbucks today. Okay, you walk in the door, you already know you ain't got no uniform on, so you put on some sweatpants, you put on a t-shirt or something, you know, you looking regular out here. You can't exactly remember the functions. You don't know whether you're supposed to grab your scanner, you don't know if you're supposed to check your DPS, you don't know if you're supposed to go talk to somebody and ask them, what am I doing for the day? If you in an office like my office, you would walk in, grab your scanner first. Go ahead and clock in, because now we clock in on the scanners. We don't clock in using the basic swipe function that we used to use, you know, back in the Stone Age. Begin your tour, okay, on whatever route. Matter of fact, I would just clock in on any route. Just go ahead and clock in, because there is a possibility that you will get there and then they no longer need you. As long as you're clocked in, you automatically get paid for 2 hours of the day. Don't be one of those CCAs that come in and go straight to the supervisor, ask them what you're doing for the day, and you done drove all the way there and they tell you that they don't need you no more. So basically you drove there, got ready for no reason, woke up out of your sleep for no reason. So make sure you clock in first. If they decide to keep you, they tell you what route you're gonna run. It's probably gonna be something that you've ran before. It might be something brand new. Who knows, right? But you get on the scanner, you hit the move function, scan your badge, and you type in the route number that you're going to, whether it's, you know, city 20, 23, city 15, city 100, okay? In my office, we only have about 19 routes, okay? So that's about it. The rural side is a lot bigger than the city side at my office.
Okay, so if you guys are low on cash, BMG Money is your solution. They offer loans between $500 and $10,000, with loan amounts varying based on your employer and where you live. It's fast funding, it's easy, man. They don't run credit or check your credit or anything like that. BMG Money is for federal employees that need just a push. You know that if you waiting on that paycheck and it ain't coming fast enough, or you haven't been working that many hours or anything like that, BMG Money got you covered. All you gotta do is click the link in the description to apply today, and you will not be disappointed, okay? I use BMG Money all the time for all the things that I need, man. Sometimes I need a little extra money to get through the month, or, you know, even get through the year. Their loan terms are great. And if you're a federal employee, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Or you might need some extra money to get your side business off the ground. Whatever you need, BMG Money is the way to go. The process is very easy, very simple, and very quick. And your payments will come out through payroll deduction. So if you're at the Postal Service like me, you have to go to Light Blue, Postal, set up the allotment, and make sure they're getting the right amount of money every 2 weeks. Take that screenshot, send it back to BMG Money, and you'll get approved, with funds being accessed within the first 48 hours. You can't beat it. Sign up using the link down in my description and get started today. All right, back to the video.
So you proceed to the case. You walking past all the other carriers and they looking all confident. They looking like, you know, they throwing their mail up. You know, they tearing it up. They going through the letters, they going through the flats. And you already know you finna go over there and you finna be, you know what I'm saying? You finna be looking around. You don't know what's going on. But you take your time. You cut open them pre-sorted flats. You cut the pre-sorted flats open. You start from the beginning and you just take it all the way around and get rid of those pre-sorts first. If you have an idea of the flow of the case while you're doing the pre-sorts, you know, it'll help you out with those letters, because you really got to pay attention to what streets, what avenues, what boulevards you are working with at that case. So that's why the pre-sorts, stacking those up first, is important. So you got your pre-sorts up, you're working with the letters, you're working with the working flats, you know, and that's when the confusion begins, right? Some of the cases, like the case at my office, the streets are color coded. So you might see red for Washington Street, you might see blue for, you know, Cane Ridge or whatever like that. So pay attention to those colors as you are casing the pre-sorted flats. Pay attention to that, because that will help you out. If you can memorize that red is Washington, or sometimes red may be red Washington, or it might be like a red star that's like another street, or a red circle that might be another street. All of your reds at the case, just try to memorize those colors. It's gonna be difficult, but that is gonna help you out, okay? Instead of being at the case, you know, with a magnifying glass trying to figure out like, okay, you know, where is this street? The colors will help you out a lot more. I'm telling you. You got all your mail put up, you finna pull that thing down. You start pulling it down or whatever like that. Now, before I pull it down, usually I go ahead and try to case up all of the what we call spurs. The real small packages, the real thin Amazon packages that are able to fit in the case. I don't case nobody medicine, you know, them little bags with stuff poking all out. I don't put all that in there because, you know, it'll throw off the way your flats align inside of the hard tray. So I don't do that. And that's a good way to go through the day and you got all that bulky stuff in there and all the mail starts to kind of go different ways because, you know, it's not laying flat. So make sure you keep your flat tray, your hard tray, as flat as possible. Don't have it all bulky and stuff like that. It'll help you out as far as organization goes on the route. As you pulling down, you know, you looking around at everybody else and it just seems like everybody else just got everything together. Like, you know, one day you trying to be that person, that know all the routes, that, like, you know, come in, case the mail up, dip out, get in the truck, load the packages up and roll out. It's gonna take a few months to get to that point, but you will get there as long as you are one of those people that are vigilant. Okay, you gotta be vigilant. You gotta watch everything around you. You gotta pay attention to where you are in the route, on the street. Pay attention to all of the street signs that you see as you are passing through the route and going to your route. Pay attention to everything, because being vigilant is one of the main things that you have to be as a city carrier in order to learn those routes quickly. And at this point, you got your buggy. You got your little buggy with all your packages in it. All right, you finna load up everything into that buggy, and now you finna push it out into the dock so you can load up your truck. All right, you grab your keys, you know what I'm saying? You get on the scanner, you clock on to the street, and you go outside. You go outside and you try to match the keys that you have to the truck number. The keys usually have some kind of truck number attached to it. You walk outside, you look for that truck number, that's your truck. You open the trunk, you open all the doors, you know what I'm saying? And if you haven't checked your truck yet, because I did forget that step in the beginning, usually you go outside and check your truck, but if you're a CCA, you really don't know where you finna be at, you know, until you start casing mail. So make sure you check that truck, crank that thing up, you know what I'm saying? That way you don't have everything loaded up before you find out that your truck need a starter or an oil pump or something like that. So you ain't trying to get caught up like that. That's gonna kill your time, because if you load up your truck and that truck ain't cranking up, get what? You gonna have to unload that truck and move it to a whole nother truck. That's gonna take time, and we trying to save time, bro. We are trying to make you look like a Michael Jordan, Steph Curry from 3 CCA, all right? That's the goal. Make sure after you finish loading your truck, you go back into the office, all right? Go back into the office and you get your dog spray and everything. You get all your forms, your pink slips is what we call it, all that stuff together. Make sure you got pens, all that, because you never know what you're finna be encountering during the day. So you wanna make sure that you prepared, and you wanna make sure you got them arrow keys for all of your apartment boxes. Arrow keys, gas cards, they pass all that stuff around on the accountable card, and you gotta sign for that stuff. That's where you sign for your certified letters. That's where you sign for your registered stuff, all of your express stuff. You know, you have to put your signature on that stuff to let the post office know that you were the last one that had those things before it made it to the house. So at this point, you done washed your hands, you done wiped down the steering wheel, because y'all know them steering wheels be greasy. okay? Wipe down them steering wheels. You don't know who hands been on that steering wheel before you got in that truck. Honestly, if you want to be real smooth with it, get you some disinfectant wipes or something like that. Wipe down that steering wheel, wipe down that door handle, wipe down them keys, because you don't want nobody else's sickness, bro. You trying to be there every day in order to move up the ladder, all right? You don't want to have no sick days. You don't want to get up in the morning and be sick and have to call out, because that's gonna strike you down. You ain't trying to do that, okay? We finna hit the road. We headed to our first stop. Most of the time, CCAs use the GPS to try to get to the first stop. That's cool, you can do that. But make sure when you get to your first stop, you checking all your letters. Check your letters before you start moving, okay? Make sure that you know what streets you finna go to for the next 2 or 3 streets. Like, look ahead in your mail, all right? Look ahead, see where you finna be at. If you're on the odd side of the road, make sure you're on the odd side of the road. I know some houses don't have the numbers on their house. They don't have the addresses on the house, especially if you deliver in the hood like I do. Most of them houses ain't got no numbers on the house. So you have to try to keep count in your mind mentally where you are when you're on certain streets. I would drive down a little bit just to find a glimpse of a number. You can check the curb. Sometimes the address is on the curb, you know, painted on the curb. You know, sometimes somebody might get lucky enough and have the address inside of their mailbox. Who knows? But you gotta find the address to know where you are on that road. Also, get one of those metallic silver pens, and if you're gonna be on that route and you know you're gonna be on that route and you have trouble with the addresses, once you find out what the address is, get that marker and write the address number inside of the lid of the mailbox, bro. That will really help you out in the future. And the regular carrier on that route will probably appreciate the fact that you did that, okay? So let's wrap it up today. I ain't want to make it too long. I just wanted to do like a brief, you know, breakdown of the day of the CCA. So we're gonna go further into this topic, all right? Y'all like the video? Thank y'all for watching my videos, man. This is RippzMedia. Subscribe. We're gonna walk you through the whole process of being a city carrier. Let's go.